Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to D&V Investigations. It's a beautiful Sunday evening, and here we have a little less D, but a whole lot of balls. I am your host, Vicky. Hello, everybody. I am glad you are not passed out, El de Gusto. It's good to see you. Hello, Matthew. Hi, Snugs. Oh, boy, what a week it was. Goodness gracious. Is anybody else melting? Because I've been melting for the last week. Like, my brain literally stopped for like an hour and a half on Wednesday. Right now, it's like 95 degrees, feels like 103 with 70% humidity. Oh, my. Yeah, that's what I get for living in a swamp. Well, hello, Matt Plastique. It is nice to see you here. I'm glad you're still up. I hope you make it through the whole thing. If not, catch the VOD tomorrow. Hey, hi, Henry. Oh, boy. Where to start? Well, we had gay ops. We had a launch. We had a not great launch, actually. We'll get into it. We're going to be talking about your boy Zach, because I think he's finally just crumbled. We've got a little bit of Ethan Van Sciver. Thanks to Geeky Borders, it answered a question for me, and so I thought I would share with the class. We've got Mandy. Mandy may be in a little bit of trouble, which is always fun. Yes, Katydid flipped the out. I'm trying not to swear in the first few minutes because of the algorithm, and it's hard. I don't have much of a filter, and we're not gonna go there. But she, gosh darn, not only did she do this stream that she ended up putting behind her members wall, and now it's private, because I went back to go check the date today for my subtitle, and nope, not there. Yeah. And then she was on that CG Church last night, I think. I got the date and the titles. It was a lot of video today. So, hello, Perth Comics. Hi, William. How are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm not sure I've even seen you in the chat before. I only pay attention to the chat at the beginning. I stop paying attention as we go along, just because there's so much for me to do, and mostly you guys end up talking amongst yourselves anyway. Yeah, Katie, good old Katie. So weird, man. Just so weird. So we're gonna start with a little dumpster fire round, just because it's always a good place to start. And we're going to go back a few weeks to Dan Fraga leaving the professionals. All the gray hairs that sit on Ethan's stream, who know they have no indie comics careers without Ethan. And they sit there every week, nervous as hell, waiting for him to share their DMs too. Yeah, Ethan's still scared of that knife school guy, the puppet dude. Still not talking about it. But this popped up. I saw this. Whoops, add to stage. Wrong one. This one. I saw this. William, there you are. I'm just talking with Geeky Borders about what happened at Heroes Con. And, well, or not at Heroes Con, but with the professionals. And it turns out at Heroes Con, Dan was pretty open about the fact that they just kicked him the fuck to the curb. Yeah, I finally broke the swearing barrier at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And I think they're all such shitty people, aren't they? Just shitty people. They can't stand up for what's right, because if they do that, then they lose their promotion on Ethan's channel. And nobody makes the kind of money on Ethan's channel that Ethan does. He what was it, 105K in the first 24 hours on this Diary of Heather Swain children's book? The one with a cutter? You know? But they all did it. They all bowed down and they all promoted it. I think he was on Nolan's, he was on Lepresti's. I don't know how many times he was on Shane's, because watching that crap. I ain't watching that shit. No way. No fucking way. So Graham Nolan comes out and he's like, promoting the dang thing. And then in the replies, he threatens to beat up Cam. Like, bruh, it's just comics, dude. It's just comics. You don't have to go threatening to beat up ex-ComicsGaters just to make Ethan happy. And I guess maybe he was still feeling some sort of way, because I guess Cecil had said something about being physically aggressive with Edwin. Edwin, one of the hardest, and I mean hardest people in this ecosystem. He talks all soft, and he's got that accent, that North Carolina cunny he's got going. And he uses all these big words, and that man is hard, dude. He comes from a family of hard men, all in the military. Edwin was, like trained to kill people by our government, and was in some horrible damn places. And Cecil thinks that he can take Edwin, and then, it sort of trickles out into all of them. They all think they're Billy fucking badass, because Edwin's just like, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Malin was apparently MIA. He was off camping a couple of weeks ago during one of the Kings, and they were joking about how he wanted freaking an appearance fee because just coming on the stream wasn't enough. Cecil can't afford a car to drive and meet Edwin. And oh my God, I guess his car breaks down. He needs a new one. I don't know. Maybe he was drunk driving. It was in an accident. I have no freaking clue, because I can't watch Cecil. It pains me. It hurts. It just does. And that Anna apparently set up some sort of Give, Send, Go or GoFundMe to finance Cecil's new car. Like, what the hell, man? Let Cecil buy his own freaking car. And I guess he was all embarrassed about it, because, he didn't really have anything to do with it, and he can buy his own fucking car. And it totally reminded me of this time Anna was on Ethan's stream, and he was talking about his plans for Cyberfrog. This was years ago, back when he still, like, pretended it was ever going to make it into comic shops, after he was pretending that he never wanted it in comic shops. But that's neither here nor there. And Anna's on this stream, and Ethan's talking about listing the book and previews, and how he could take out a full page ad, but it's really expensive. And Anna chirps up with, you can crowdfund it. And I'm thinking, he could write it off as a business expense, right? Because that's what businesses actually do. Yes, hello, Morg, my fake producer. Cecil did completely ruin his life over drinking and YouTubing. I would imagine he's just acting out. Don't they all, though? They all act out. Nolan acting out, Ethan acting out. Shane just doesn't know how to behave like a human being. I don't think Malin does either, which is probably why Ethan keeps them around. They've been pretty easy to train like little monkeys. And Mandy posted an update 5 days ago to Gemshock. The books are in and fulfillment starts now. This is right after my stream when I called it a Ponzi funding. And the very next day, she's got the books, right? I'm not going over the damn stream or anything like that, but this is the picture. And oh my goodness, those proofs should have been sent back to the printer for correction. This is some of the darkest, like most overly saturated stuff that's not going to look very good when people get it in their hands, and people are going to be a bit unhappy. But that's not even what got me, man. So here in the credits, it says that it was written by Mandy Summers, artwork by Fernando Damasio, Dale and Dale Keown, release date summer 2025. Colors by Farah, and I'm having trouble seeing it because I'm half blind and my screen's not big enough. Nirmaliza and Peter Gilmore. Lettered by Mandy Summers. I guess she didn't have the money to hire Eric Weathers. Huh? Where'd the money go, Mandy? Why'd you have to letter it yourself? And of course, it was created by Mandy Summers and Dale Keown. And I guess the day, Monday last week after my stream, PTP put up a couple more DMs from Dale. And I don't know if I had this one and if I showed it or not, but this was from Dale. No matter what you see on X, remember I was done my part of Gemshock before Christmas, and Mandy sat on those pages for 7 months before I had to step in and color them because she couldn't find a good colorist. And he did it all for free. Yeah, where is Kyle? I don't think she could afford Kyle. I don't think she had any money left. And then, of course, he's not credited for the colors, right? Yeah. Hello, large father. How you doing tonight? But down at the bottom of this proof, and here I am. I'm about to give Mandy the excuse for why she doesn't have her books. Because, honey, I hope you didn't actually have them printed. And I'm pretty sure you didn't have them printed. But you may want to stop them printing them because you're copywriting it for 2022. 2022. You know what they call that? They call that fraud. That's fraudulent. There's laws and shit about that, Mandy. So you may want to fix it. Because the year something is copyrighted is very important. And the copyright is the year you put it into a physical medium and send it to people. I know. Crazy. Super fucking nuts. That there are rules and laws and things you're supposed to fucking do. I know. I know. I did have a couple of videos. I couldn't decide between them because I guess I kind of want people to have some sort of idea and remember really what it was like back in the day of ComicsGate, when ComicsGate was making some real freaking money, right? Right now, Ethan's last Ethan's newest crowdfund, according to Edwin. Day 2 update for Ethan Van Sciver's crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo. Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog Universe prequels. Day 1 backers, 994. Day 2 backers, 61. On July 18th, I predicted that the campaign would reach 100K within 48 hours, but the Day 2 backers would likely see a sharp drop. ComicsGate crowdfunding campaigns have demonstrated U-shaped funding curves for several years. Backers show up on the first and last days with little campaign activity in between. Van Sciver spent a week exhorting for ComicsGate to show up on the first day, so it's somewhat surprising that the backer total is only 1,005 after 48 hours. Now, that 1,005... I know what Indiegogo says, 1,005. But I'm skeptical. I'm super skeptical. Because when I popped in, the few times I popped into Ethan's video on launch day, there were a lot of people in there who had backed more than once. A lot of people backing more than once. And so that 1,005, I hate that Indiegogo doesn't let you go in and edit a pledge or add tiers or, and keep the same backer number. But it doesn't. And it's true. I'm guessing that this book is gonna do better than Fearsome, for sure. But probably not too much better than Fearsome. Fearsome clocked in at, I think, 160, maybe. I think this will do somewhere between 180 and 210. That's my guess from watching everything and from absorbing enough numbers over the course of my ComicsGate lifetime, which brings me to my video choice. I couldn't decide, really, so I think I'm just going to go with the one with the cooler music. Why not? Makes sense to me. $898,340 that year. Now he's going to be lucky to make $250,000 on Indiegogo.
The Covenant.
Yeah, that was a lot of money back then. Not so much now. And I look at these people over in NUCG hawking their books, hoping to get maybe 5-7K, or hopefully reach the average of around 10 or 12. And they're all still trying to do it by orbiting Ethan Van Sciver. It's crazy when you look at the numbers. It's absolutely insane. Because I'm serious. How in the world is Ethan gonna crowdfund another book this year? He can't. He's pushing off Rainbow the Brute isn't gonna be out this year. Cyberfrog 3 isn't gonna be out this year. These books aren't coming out till fucking December. That's an awful long time for books that are almost done. Like, wow, you really weren't prepared for this at all, were you, Ethan? Suddenly it was 4th of July and you realized you hadn't crowdfunded a book? Good evening, Aldous. How are you today? Yeah. So that was my little blast from the past. And then thanks to Hervoge, god damn him, he got me watching this Simple Zach video. Apparently he's having some issues with fulfillment. This is like a complete, like, let's bring it back a little bit into the past tonight, right? So I'm watching this video, and if I had to watch his stupidity, so do you.
Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, taking a quick break from work.
Now, one of these days, he will figure out how to actually edit within OBS so nobody has to look at this OBS screen for the first 5 minutes of his video.
I actually worked every day during my vacation, which was a terrible idea. But like I was exhausted until the weekend, but also just got back and hit the ground running. But anyway, every day I get, let's just say several emails about this. Some of them angry, and some of them just kind of curious, like, yo, where's my add-on? So I actually discussed this in depth. Remember I was in San Antonio, but it was like the beginning of a comic review, and then I couldn't remember which one. So I'd be like, I already covered this. I don't even think that video.
I had totally forgotten about the cough. It had been so long since I've listened or watched one of Zach's videos that I couldn't believe he was still coughing like that.
Up anymore. But anyway, so ever since like the second or third crowdfunding campaign, I've offered add-ons. It's basically 2 issues. Number 1 is we are on, just with the same company, the 3rd or 4th printer. I don't remember which one. So it's the same company, but they work with different printers all over the place. And we started off with a printer, really good, and they did like the image books, some Marvel, some DC, but I remember that it was mainly they did the image books and some other indies, and they were great. They had a...
He's talking about Dynamite, by the way. That's who does his fulfillment.
Dedicated office just for comics. They shut that down, but they're like, don't worry, we're going to transfer you to another one. And if I remember at the time, there was only like a couple books, but they transferred the print files for all of them. So it sucked that we couldn't work with that dedicated crew, but it was fairly seamless. They kept consolidating. They kept saying like, oh, there isn't enough business for comics at this printer, so they moved it to another one. And so every time we moved, we lost Some of them. To the point where, if you look at the screen right now, this is all we have. So we've got Iron Sights 1 and 2 and 3, Capture or Kill, Impossible Stars 2, First Kill, Jawbreakers Forever, Rock and Roll Ninja, thank God we have that one still. Cuffs Origin, awesome book. A New Kind of War, and posters. Usually the pinup posters are the cover art. So there is two problems. Number one, because if you have the print file on their server, it's very easy to just say, hey, give us 500 more of this. Every time we moved printers, like some of the print files would be lost. Now, if I have printed books on hand, then it's not an issue. But I started putting add-ons, not of everything, but a lot of things, basically on everything. So just keeping track of that was an issue. And then my bookkeeping with the backers lists, it got kind of sloppy. And apparently at one time I instituted color coding. That, I don't remember what it means. Now green obviously means it shipped. What does yellow mean? What does yellow mean? I think yellow means I wanted to ship this, so I ran out of it. But it's going to be a lot of work. If you're asking where are my add-ons, they might be in inventory and will go out with your next order. But most likely, some of them aren't in inventory and they have to be reprinted. And some of those don't have the print files, so we have to recreate them. So I think if you just want to call this a mess, I think that's an accurate description.
Yeah, I'd say mess is an accurate description of your boy Zach at this moment. I mean, my goodness gracious. From late campaigns to he had one book that didn't come out for almost 2 years because he spent something like a year just focused on one splash page that he couldn't get right for like a year. And that guy lost complete and total track of his spreadsheets and his color coding and his print files. He just sent them off to a printer and then what? Didn't back them up, didn't save them, didn't put them in a fucking cloud the Chinese could hack something. No, he just like, oh, that's all right. The printer will keep it, and the printer, they'll make sure they get it on to the next guy, and they'll spread it around, and oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, but that's all right. I know I tortured you because Hervoge tortured me. At least the music was kind of cool, right? But I'm going to make up for it. Pairing Finn. Finatra is making moves back through the CG slums and shit. You know, showing up on streams, letting Katydid, run rampant in his chat, deleting people, pre-timing people out, and he's streaming, I guess, on the weekends again. Streamed forever today. It was some sort of complete and total fucking tard fest today. Everybody yelling, everybody again, just like it used to be. Only this time we had Katie in the chat. It was so cute. I think she popped in on the stream too to try and give Risey shit, little knowing that Risey gives no shit for any shit you may try to give him. So I caught this little bit, which is the reason why I don't tend to watch Finn's channel, and why I don't like Finn, frankly, because it really does come down to this.
It's charming when Finatra laughs his own life. Oh my God. Y'all think y'all know me. You think you know me. You think I told you everything. There's still stories that fucking... I think I told some new stories even this fucking round. My third channel. I think I got so many fucking... I mean, there's so much shit. Oh, my God. Not that I wouldn't dare tell anybody. It's just like, you know... There's a place for certain stories, and I don't think the internet is... Not, you know, not just CG. I don't think the internet is a thing for that. Oh, they were giving me shit about that Finally a Train story. They were giving me shit about that a while ago. Like, oh, why didn't he do anything? I think it was Vicky. Oh, he didn't do anything. I'm like, bitch, you don't know who the fuck those people were. What I gotta do, call the cops and get myself fucking killed? Fucking crazy. You do that shit, fucking retard. I was around very dangerous people. Fuck you thought. Fuck you thought. Fucking crazy. Why didn't he do anything? You want a piece of shit scumbag. Like, no. I actually wrote a fucking screenplay when I was writing screenplays a few years ago, and that was one of the scenes where the main character, the girl, she ended up being at a party, and then she fucking... There's like a thing of like catharsism, like, you know, she went in there and just like fucked them all up. But then she like did some weird shit. What did she do? She ended up in the room where all that shit was going down, just how I would imagine it. And like it's all dark in there. So
how he would imagine it. He imagined the room, which was just like the room that he had been in. So weird.
And she's like, she don't look like a chick. Like she's wearing like all black and kind of like tactical. You know what I mean? She's not trying to be, you know, she's kind of snuck in there or seen what was going on and snuck in there. And then she like crept up on the bed and started petting the girl's hair that was getting banged by and started telling her it's going to be okay and like all this shit. And then like what they always do is they yell at the person who's not supposed to be on the bed. I think that's one reason I got kicked out was because I was sitting on the bed when I was supposed to be and they fucking kicked me out.
He was sitting on the bed during a gangbang as these guys ran a train on some chick. Sitting on the bed. That was a new detail I hadn't heard before. I remember the getting kicked out of the room, but I had assumed he was like standing in the fucking corner. No. Finn sat on the bed.
I think that's one reason I got kicked out was because I was sitting on the bed when I was supposed to be and they fucking kicked me out.
Yeah. I don't have much left to say after that about that, but there you go. Yeah. So that's when I literally the first thing I heard when I tuned into Finn's stream this morning was that story, which is why I don't frequent his little corner of the internet, because I find him to be weak and gross. I mean, come on. The dude that didn't have a bed because it was easier to clean your piss up off the floor instead of a mattress. Come on. And I almost forgot the night letter video. Oh my goodness. See, I had a lot of moving parts today. I'm also going to talk, I think I might, don't know if I mentioned this. I'm going to go over what happened with Liam and Nerd Wonder to sort of give some context to the big old fight Dark Grift and Liam were having at CG Church. So that'll be after Katydid, which will be after this.
She was something else, man. She stood by me through all of this nonsense. Yeah. I just remember her being like, "Are we going to be okay?" And I said, "See, that's the kind of thing when like your wife goes, 'Are we going to be okay?'
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't know, but it is my job to make you feel okay. Like things are going to be okay. And you know, terrifying.
My wife's been asking me that every week for 30 years. Are we gonna be okay?
Are we going to be all right? Yeah.
We'll see what happens when I finish this gig.
Yeah, you're going to be okay. You guys are going to be fine. I will do everything I can to make sure that you guys are okay.
It's okay, Larry. The Katydid clip is pretty short.
Okay. John Malin in the chat, is he around today? Like, what is John Malin? I haven't.
He was in the woods.
I think he's.
Oh, he's camping.
he's-
Yeah,
he's
that's right.
camping,
Looking
okay.
out.
Making sure he's okay.
I don't know. He told me, he says, I don't draw for free. So he's expecting like some sort of monetary compensation from me, Ethan, to be on the show. I don't know. I mean, that's what I took from
Well,
it.
that's what we're doing. I mean, we're doing auctions at the end of this, so there is
I think he
monetary.
wants like an
compensation.
appearance fee kind of thing, is what I think he was
Oh,
aiming
really?
at.
Yeah, he's got a writer and everything.
Like Paul Roche.
Yeah.
Who's at
Yeah,
that
Paul
point? in his
Raboche is turning against us, by the way.
Is he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, unfortunately,
Oh,
he's
that's
seeing
too
the
bad.
wisdom of Edwin Boyette, and I'm like,
Oh
is,
no.
is that real?
yeah, it is.
Edwin Boyette. He's actually.
Yeah, he's
Who's the name?
retweeting him and stuff. And I wrote to Paul, and I said, Paul, in private, I said, Paul, could you not give me any hard times? I really would. Like, I don't want you to become the next guy that is giving me a hard time, that these retards are retweeting and saying, look at this. I said, however you feel, that's fine. If you have an issue, come to me. But like, please, not you, of all people. And he just said, like, I'm not trying to cause any. Okay, all right. And I hope he sticks to that, because I like Paul Raboche, and like he'll sit there and he'll be like, well, you know, this whole thing about drama selling comics, like it's the same, you know, kind of song and dance over and over again. Like, there's got to be a better way than just drama. As though like I'm not asking for drama. I would like peace. You think I want this? You think I want to be fighting with these people? I don't want to be fighting with anybody at all. I've been fighting like with people for 8 years now. I have PTSD from it. I'm tired of fighting with people. But when the fights pop up because we have disgruntled people with a whole lot of energy towards taking down the thing that I'm building, I either can fight back or what. I don't think that it's not drama. Drama is like a really dismissive way of describing standing up for yourself and just being like, you know what? No, I'm going to.
That's all he's doing. That's all he's been doing all these years, is just standing up for himself, guys. 2 years of trash cast is just standing up for himself.
To speak back to this, because there are a lot of people who I feel like are depending on ComicsGate. There are a lot of people who are depending on me.
And they're all on that panel. Every single one.
And I just can't let these people who are wrong anyway, they're just wrong, have the last say about this thing that I've spent 8 years of my life and tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees protecting. I got to do something. I got to like stand up for it. So that's what the drama is.
It's real easy to say, hey, I don't want any drama when none comes your way. No one's out there.
You know better than anyone, right?
Because Liam would know better than anyone about the drama. And then you got Bosch up there, like, with, fuck, man. Get yourself a real goddamn mic, some goddamn headphones, and get some. None of these people, look at the goddamn awful production values across every single one of those panelists. I'm sorry, Bosch just drives me freaking nuts. Talking like he knows who Edwin even is, really, instead of any lie that's been told about anybody else.
I got my own form of it, but not within a comic book. I mean, believe me, they do come after me, but I have a different.
And Liam sitting there on a panel. Well, it's easy when drama doesn't come for you. And he's on a panel with a guy who was, was at an event that was attacked by some sort of like terrorist wannabe. Come on. Peak Liam.
Yes. Put it mildly.
Yeah, yours is actually life-threatening. The rest of us are
Yeah,
just...
like that.
I still roast them.
I'm just here having fun. Yeah.
I think a lot of these guys don't realize, Ethan, is that you speak for us. Like, you say stuff that, frankly, we don't have the guts to say.
Well, I don't want to think that
I'm not sure who that was. I think that may have been that Chanth person. It was really, really hard to tell.
I'm like speaking for anyone except for myself, because like we can have minor disagreements.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that sometimes I want to say something, but I'm not that kind of gutsy personality.
Oh,
but you say it, and I go, yeah, that's what I would like to have said.
Yeah. Hey, Paul. I noticed you retweeted somebody. Yeah. What were you thinking? Why'd you do that, bruh? You shouldn't be retweeting anybody I don't approve of. Because when you do, then I'm going to contact you privately, and then I'm going to tell everybody publicly, just so they know not to do it too. For Christ's sake, Ethan. And then you got little Liam sitting down there in the bottom corner of the goddamn King streams, which he comes in late. He's got his almost completed picture with him. And then pretends to draw. I'm sorry, Liam. There is no other fucking explanation than you are pretending to goddamn draw. You get up from the chair for 15, 20 minutes at a time. You stare off into space. Like, you show up with this traced fucking picture and then pretend to draw for the rest of the stream. And Ethan lets you do it so that sometime down the road, when he decides he wants to use you for cannon fodder again, he can bring that up. Because he'll figure out a way to make himself look good. He always does. And Liam, you're not very good at making yourself look good, which we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah. Eric July sent me a night letter. It's why I turned on him, and why I'm doing Trashcast and Hate Isom. And he's all sending him off to fucking Paul Ravoche. What fucking dick. What a complete asshole. And yeah, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to listen to Katie for a few minutes. But it should be quick. It's fallout from last week. So this is some of the most ridiculous shit. She's still pissed off about Richard Embree. She's still practically foaming at the fucking mouth. She goes out there, does her little stream on her front porch with her phone, with like the worst connection on the fucking planet, half garbled, all blind itemed, just so she can bitch some more about Richard Embree when he's not even the one that fucking lied to her. How's that for crazy? She's, quote, the victim of a gay op because she's a fucking idiot. And set up by Tony. And she's still mad at Richard.
So, but anyway, I've got some things to vent. Okay? Now it's going to frustrate some of y'all because you're going to be like, who are you talking about? I want to know. Well, I'm going to let them figure it out on their own. The people that I'm a little peeved with.
Like everybody doesn't fucking know. Bitch, everybody fucking knows. Just say their goddamn names. Grow a pair.
It's not just one person. There's a couple. You know the shitty thing is too? I love these people. They're my brothers. I am so fucking annoyed because, chat, you guys trust me, right? I'm honest with you. I want you to trust me. You put your trust in me, right? So when I say something, I'm honest about it.
She sounds pacifically like a wannabe cult leader. You trust me. I want you to trust me. You know you trust me. This is all about trust.
Truth. It's how I really, truly feel. What I don't fucking like is when people take advantage of my trust and use it for fucking gay ops. Use it for gay ops. Convince me, that this person or that person, convinces me that this is the truth. I wouldn't lie to you, Katie. You could trust me. Point is, I'm not going to listen to anybody anymore. If someone's going to DM me and say, hey, this person is doing this with this person, or hey, did you hear about what this person said about you? Hey, did you know this person is doing whatever? I'm not fucking listening to it anymore. I'm done playing the fucking games. Certain individuals know that you guys here trust me, right? I really don't like it when people know that, some people, certain individuals, maybe one, maybe two, maybe five, who knows, tired of being humiliated.
Just fucking name them already. Just do it. It's not hard. It was Tony and all of his little cronies. And I guess that Johnny Scab tried to take credit. Pretending to be a war campaigner, sliding into Richard's DMs. Richard figures it the fuck out really quick because unlike Katie, he's not a retard. Right? So he sets a little trap. Tony springs it. Tony gets caught. And Katydid, who looked at some fucking DMs of some war campaigner, quote unquote, who was gonna turn on war campaign. Honey. All because he left the ComicsGate green room because he didn't like the way they were treating Jimmy Reyes on Ethan's show. Ain't that nuts? That's when it starts. And then he leaves the Clipiverse green room because of fucking Mint and his wife doesn't want him, consorting with Mint. Because she's some weird OF piss porn chick. More than understandable and not something to get angry over. And then the gay op she falls for was all that shit they were spewing last week that I couldn't figure out about what war campaigners he was supposedly talking to. Because he wasn't talking to any war campaigners until after Katie kicks him to the fucking curb. Because she bought the war campaign narrative from Tony. Because she's a fucking retard. Hello, Edwin. It's nice to see you.
Tired of being fucked with. So my big, beautiful wall of fuck you has gotten up a lot higher, a lot taller.
Apparently the wall wasn't very high because Frog Tony had lied before. It's why he ended up for a while jumping off of the internet. He wasn't going to do YouTube for a while. And they were all on the CG Church stream bitching about Frog Tony and all the bullshit Frog Tony was spewing. And she was on the panel at one point and in the chat the whole fucking time. You knew you couldn't trust him anyway. What were you thinking?
Had enough. You hate such and such, or you hate this person, or you hate this group. Doesn't matter. You allow it because it fits your agenda. It fits for you.
Duh, that's why everybody lies on the
Fuck me,
internet.
Fuck me. I've had to sit back and listen to shit for a couple days.
Oh, by the way, she started this little stream talking about how sick she was. Yeah, so not only has she had to deal with all of this shit, everybody, she wasn't feeling well.
Snapped. I snapped. Because I've had to sit here and just take it. I got a lot of shit going in my personal life. I gotta, and then I come on the internet. See more bullshit.
Honey. Be around as long as I have, and you'll hear some really horrible shit. I'm this crying because people say mean things to me about me on the internet is some of the most ridiculous, lame, childish, grifty, look at me shit there has ever been. And everybody has shit going on in their real lives. I have shit going on in my real life. Here I am once a week. I don't sit there and tell you about all the shit going on in my life. I put together this stream. I say what I have to say about other shit. So I don't have to think about what's going on in my life. Maybe there was some exaggeration there. But don't cry about it. There's no crying on the internet, Katie.
I have sat on the fence for a long fucking time.
Listened to Griff for too long.
It's so gay that I don't know which side is fucking me harder.
What's up, Gundam? Yeah, Blue Gundam says,
Gundam, what's up?
Cynic is way more genuine than Tony. I would never tell Tony a lot of things I've told Cynic. Gundam, thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. He's a really, really, really good guy. But yeah. Oh, there's the Queen Bee herself.
Hey, Katie. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
In the top row. What's going on, hun?
I'm going good. Hello, JD Power Associates. Good to see you. I am not commenting on everything that's been said tonight.
No need to.
The only comment I have is for Richard, and I know he's listening. And I do want to say that these gentlemen have offered up for us to have a one-on-one discussion. Of course, there will be witnesses there, because I just don't trust you right now.
She doesn't trust him. Because she doesn't trust him. The bitch that went on a rampage over fucking nothing because she got doesn't trust the the victim, quote unquote, who they were trying to gay up. Like, bitch. You did exactly what Frog Tony wanted you to do. You got mad at Richard. You cut up his book. You're talking about burning the rest of them and burning the t-shirts that you had and shit. All because he was talking to War Campaign. And then it turned out he wasn't talking to War Campaign. And you don't trust him? What the fuck? Really? He shouldn't trust you. Nobody should trust you. At all. If this is your reaction to fucking up, trying to basically destroy some momentum that this guy's had building by pretty much telling people to refund his fucking book, Katie. and you destroy it on stream, talk about how your kid shouldn't see it because he was such an asshole to you, and it turned out you were the fucking asshole.
And I'm sure you feel that way about me. So I think that's the best option. I'm not gonna talk to you to be your friend. Let's just look at it that way. We're after the things that you've said and done, I just can't be your friend anymore. But I'm willing to be civil and at least hear you out. And but just be prepared that I'm going to be very honest with my feelings with you. But if you're willing to sit down and have that conversation so that we could be civil, that's fine. But here's the thing, though, Richard. It's okay if you don't, because I can understand. You're under a lot of pressure. You're surrounded by a lot of people who are probably going to pressure you if you even say one nice thing about me. So, the ball's in your court.
Tell Katydid to fuck off, Richard. Tell her to go fuck herself with an upside-down pineapple. It's what she deserves. Like, we'll rebuild some trust. Fuck me. I just can't, dude. Like, how do you do that so publicly and then go onto another public platform like you were the one wronged? So you push him aside, you treat him like shit, and then when he hooks up with the people you accuse him of hooking up so they can try to figure out what the fuck happened. Suddenly he's the evil betrayer? That's nuts. So nuts. And it doesn't work for you, Katie. It just doesn't. That little bit that I showed from her live stream, she repeated that over and over and over again. And her chat, people are coming into their chat because she's blind iteming so hard. And they're like, oh, I hope it wasn't me. I hope you're not mad at me, Katie. Which is why she blind itemed it. So she could make everybody feel better because she wasn't mad at you. Call them all out by fucking name and shit. And yes, Richard should send George Pussianopoulos to the meeting with Katydid as his official representative. I think we need a tribunal. I think it's time for a tribunal. And Katie should be the one in front of it. She wanted a struggle session. It should be hers, right? Don't you think? That's where I'm at the moment. And I think that's where everybody should be. And now, so you all know, excuse me, I will be giving Risey the evening off. I think he's deserved it. He seems to be having a rough day. So let's get this Liam shit on the road.
All right, a word from our sponsor.
Now somebody later on tonight will probably be e-fapping fucking Liam. It'll probably be Risey. You know, that seems to be his new job. Right? Right?
So Dark Gift, I've got a DM. I'm gonna ask everyone here. I've got a DM up in my messages right now saying you've been talking about my court case. So what's been going on with that?
Now you want to talk.
Well, I've got to know whether I need to involve anyone additional.
Bring it, Liam, bring it. What are you going to sue me for?
Well, first I want to know what was said. You know, I don't know what was
I
said.
said it's not going to go your way. It never works out for the fucking plaintiff.
And you think that my situation is anything like any of those situations?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And number one, you're gonna, dude. all these quote unquote receipts you say you have, if you really have them and you don't want to share them, they're going to come out. Okay? It's going to come out in discovery. Or it's going to come out that everybody knows that you've been bullshitting and there are no fucking receipts.
No, that's not the matter of the issue. The issue is the slander and the defamation.
You have to prove that Matt did that. Your fucking reputation was in the shitter long before Matt Barr came.
You can literally go to his fucking channel. You can go to your channel, and you can see him making these claims that I'm inappropriate with children. It has been.
You have to prove damages. Your fucking channel has grown. You fucking made money. You're gonna fall into the same trap Zach did with Mark Wade.
No.
Yes.
It's not worth it, Liam. It's
definitely worth it.
It's not
because
worth
otherwise there's never going to be any change. It's going to be exactly right. Well, I've been assured that. No, actually, anyway, yeah. Okay, cool. You don't have the right to defame, humiliate, and damage people.
That is correct. That is correct.
You're right if that's the case, but you got to prove it.
Yeah, justice don't pay, bro. Justice.
I don't need the money. I don't need the money. I went through a bit of a rough spot.
Justice will leave you broke. Justice will leave you broke.
No, it needs to be dealt with. This has gotten out of control. It's gotten out of fucking control. It needs to be dealt with.
Liam, you're out of control.
How am I out of control? What am I doing?
What is he doing? Really? What? Striking people? The latest? Oh my gosh, the latest. He reported a bunch of shit on Matt Barr to YouTube that he was being defamed and planning on suing. Liam, you're not suing anybody. Quit pretending that you will. It would cost, I don't know how many hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars for you to sue someone here in the United States from Australia. And it's not fucking worth it. Believe me.
The strike wars? The fucking.
Did you know that I had 2 strikes on my channels that were denied by Lord Raptor Jesus and other people after I showed evidence of the strikes on my channel? Yeah, you didn't know about? Did you know about?
No, I know. I do. Get your head out of your ass. What are you fucking talking about? Yeah, go. You do what you gotta do, Liam. But that ain't ComicsGate, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. And you know
I
it.
am ComicsGate. I'm a ComicsGate king, and I'll do as I please.
You're being a fucking bitch. Then you lie and tell people the stream you got struck down had Sex Pest in the title, and it fucking didn't.
Does, and so do the multiple others.
Oh, the ones afterwards, of course. You know Matt. You're gonna lie about Matt, and you're gonna lie and say that the fucking shit said Sex Pest in the title, and then you don't think he's gonna name every fucking stream after that Sex Pest because you fucking lied. You're a fucking idiot, dude. You've been around long enough to know.
Right now, anyone go back and look at these channels before this happened. You'll find multiple instances where Sex Pest is hashtagged, where Sex Pest is used in the title, where my name, the names of my books, the names of my companies are all hashtagged in defamation videos, in videos that spread lies and malicious rumors about me that are not true.
You decided that you were going to get up in your feels and you were going to I got him now. I'm going to get him from my artwork and I'm just going to tell people he said Sex Pest when he really didn't fucking say Sex Pest. This is why people say you're a lying piece of shit.
Anyone can go and look at this. If he has changed the title, I have records already and screenshots with my lawyer showing that it was originally in the video, that it is there. This will all come out in court. It is easily verifiable. Maybe you should.
Everybody knows about the Nerd Wonder situation, right?
What about what's that? What's the Nerd Wonder situation?
Well, children, I'm going to tell you. I know. Isn't this crazy? All you NUCG babies. I'm going to tell you about Nerd Wonder and Liam Gray. Back in February of 2021, February 20th to be exact, Nerd Wonder posted up on Twitter a fairly extensive tweet thread that we're going to go over step by step because it's important to show the receipts. Liam. It just is. And she writes, and remember, this is 2021. It's still Me Too time. But don't let that, let that color your opinion as much as it's going to. All right. Many people may remember, but a while back I was to do a special piece for the Xenotype comic, but it never came to pass. But because of current events with multiple Kickstarters and artists, I was told that this is time to share my experience. This isn't a sob story. I'm not a victim. I'm not wanting sympathy or money or clout. This is just what happened. This is to tell everyone whether or not to believe Odie. This is the story of why I left Xenotype. In the start of it all, I was hired to do chibi work for the comic. Liam introduced me to Odie, and we had a wonderful voice chat about what they would want me to do for the book. I came out and warned them that I have flaws. Everybody knows I can easily get distracted and I can be slow. Liam happily assured me that he would keep me on track. It was very professional. I was happy. Odie was talented and Liam was very enthusiastic. He seemed determined to produce good work. I would give updates to Liam through DMs on how the progress of the art was going. Not going to lie here. He'd often go ding me and remind me to give him work. And I was really determined to produce him the cutest chippies of all time. Because I was not part of the main book, I didn't know much about the characters, so we'd be DMing each other a lot for info on the characters so I'd know what I was drawing. And sometimes these DMs would branch from work to just casual things and then to personal things. I like talking to people. I often will listen to others' problems, especially with those I consider friends, so I didn't see anything wrong with any of it. I still didn't know if much is wrong with that, but what probably went too far was when he attempted to strike up a romance. This is a situation that friends have told me why I was actually removed from the project. I don't know if that's true, but I have to share it all. Evidence below. So these are screenshots, so DM screenshot. This is from Liam, what she shared on Twitter. Put his hands on your cheek, then traces his fingers back along the edge of your ear and kisses you passionately. Hate to say it, she says, but I'm not really into the whole sexy roleplay thing. Reminds me a lot of the furry stuff. And Liam replies, fair call. And she says, I'm just not that into sexual romance. Liam replies, furry is not my thing. That's cool. It's all learning. I made a move to see if you were into it and me, and you weren't. It's all good. Lesson learned. Give me just 1 second. I have so many image files pulled up and not a whole lot of space here. So let me get to the second one. The second screenshot. I am usually only wanted because I'm good at sex and I have money, in case you've heard that joke roaming around. So when those things don't matter to a girl, I'm a bit lost, LOL, but a bit worried I'll be friend zoned. And she says, I'm just not really into long distance relationships. And Liam replies, who would be? I'm certainly not, but it's not like I'm going to meet my wife here in a small town, rural Australia. Ha. Which he did. It's good we have this conversation so we know where each other stands. And I want you to know that it will not change our friendship at all. At all. That last bit was cut off. I guess he was complimenting her. I'm not sure exactly what it said. But he then goes on. It's good we had this conversation. Change our duh. You're a good communicator. And she says, but maybe in another part of Australia. Thank you. I value your friendship a lot. And he says, so do I. but I'd still love to have our friendship and fuck your brains out. She says, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. And he says, nope. Yeah. Those are the DMs that she shared. Then, also in that tweet thread, she shared this, which was a video of her scrolling through the DMs so that people would know that they were actually real. Because you have to do that nowadays. I'm going to skip that for now, but I'll get to the video at the end of the Twitter thread here. So then, back to Twitter. Nerd Wonder says, Liam would often talk to me about how relationships at times wouldn't work out. And I told him I understood and that we'd find someone who was out there for him. I must have sent him the wrong message because it ended up here. And like I said before, this is what my friends suspect was probably the reason he wanted me gone. I'm not fully sure, but I'll leave you all to decide. But what is about to be told did lead to my departure of the book. It was a month later. SGM was forced to leave the Earthworm Jim book and was bullied to cut ties with his friends. That was Sean Gordon Murphy, went back when he was doing the cover for Earthworm Jim. All the SJWs freaked the fuck out, and instead of standing up, he decided to cave. I wanted to promote friends with all sorts of people, no matter their lives or beliefs. To do that, I tagged people that were polar opposites to show that I was friends with all. I tagged Liam and Doug to Naples together. The two did not get along, but I cared about them both, and Liam requested to talk to me about this in private. Some context. I had unfollowed him at that time. People that get too political or drama heavy, I'll drop. And Liam's feed became less and less about his comic and more about the drama. Liam was upset about that and felt it was rather insulting that I put the two together when I unfollowed him. We ended up having a fight. He then announced he was firing me from the project, stating it was because I took too long to complete my work. Even though I was a problem, he said he would present to everybody that we left on mutual terms due to the friendship I had with Naples. And I agreed to this because I am slow, so I felt he was probably right. Also, because I didn't want Odie to get caught up in some drama. Odie's such a talented artist, and I still had a lot of faith in the book, so I was more than happy to leave. And still support the project. But here's another strange thing. The piece I made, it was already completed. Not too long before the fight, I presented Liam with the full completed piece, fully drawn and inked and ready to go. Problem was, Liam was unable to get his colorist to color the piece. I believe it was because it would add to more work for the colorist to do. I didn't want to cause grief, so I offered to do the coloring for him as well. Thus, more back and forth, learning the palettes. Sorry, I'm trying to do way too many things at once. And me slowly attempting to get it to look right. Admittedly, I'm not a colorist. This was my fault, and I take full blame. And since we broke off our partnership, I was not paid for the work I had done, and nor would it ever appear anywhere in the book. The money was understandable to me. What made me sad was that not only was my work never going to be shown, but I apparently ruined a friendship. But now, Odie has parted from the book. And there was no need to really keep any of this really secret anymore. Odie is incredibly talented, and I do hope others plan on commissioning him in the future. And he is a true professional mangaka. But now, and this is, so I end the story with the piece in question, the Xenotype chibi art that was never used. Please enjoy. So that is the story that Nerd Wonder told on Twitter. Like I said, grain of salt is up to you. I fully believed her at the time. And mostly because she shows this.
That's so mean. Don't say that.
Oops, sorry.
Sexy
I hit a button.
thing reminds me a little of the furry stuff. Fair call. I just thought it was sexual romance.
I'll start the video over since I boomered it.
That's so mean. Don't say that. Not really into the whole sexy role play thing. Reminds me a little of the furry stuff. Fair call. I just thought it was sexual romance. Furry is not my thing. That is cool. It's all learning. I made a move to see if you were into it. Indeed, you weren't. It's all good. Listen, look. Jesus Christ. Can I just say? Okay. It's not like.
Yeah. So she shows that, but more importantly, and the thing that was found and I screenshotted was this bit up at the top where she scrolls up a little bit further than she intended to. And you have Liam asking her about whether or not she masturbates. Yeah. Because that is what professional people do, is they ask their employees about masturbation. And so I'm going to go ahead, and because I realize this picture isn't very good, I wrote it all down. Liam asks, have you ever masturbated or experienced an orgasm? And Nerd Wonder replies, I read dirty novels once in a while, so yeah. Liam, you mentioned phone sex yesterday. Have you ever done that? She replies, not my thing. I'm apparently pretty asexual. I blame something that happened to me as a kid. Liam then says, yeah, but that's pretty normal for a virgin. Once you really experience something that feels right, you'll really come alive. And she says, but I thought we were the most lewd. Liam then asks her, what do you mean? And she says, dude, hentai is definitely not made by people who have done it before. Now, after she says that I'm apparently pretty asexual, I blame something that happened to me as a kid, and then says she makes it perfectly clear she doesn't want any sexy time with Liam, he says, I'd still like to fuck your brains out. That's where the issues start. That's where the issues kind of end. Because Liam, for all of his bluster and the many years since 2021, right, that he's had to clear this shit up, can't. He cannot clear it up. Because that exists in those DMs. Sure, they were both engaged, my opinion, yet again. They were both engaged in some flirtation, and it feels like things went a little too far for both of them, and she stepped back. And he didn't. But the initial problem is she was working for him. Working for him. You don't have those kind of conversations. You don't sit on a stream with Lidl and call yourself a sexual tyrannosaurus and fucking mean it, and not in a jokey way, with women that you who work for you. It's textbook sexual harassment. textbook. If you were at a real company, HR would have kicked your ass to the curb, Liam. She'd still have a job. She would have gotten paid for her art. Yeah, that's the way it is. And you can sit there and you can try to change things and pretend this didn't happen. But you ask the woman about whether or not she masturbates. And that's a step way too far. TJ got sent to a Discord that only TJ could, Discord voice chat that only TJ could see, because he asked me if squirting was pee. But you asked a woman if she masturbated. Who worked for you? Anyway, the fight continued between Liam and Dark Gift, and it's so worth the watch. So worth it. Just so you guys know, and I want you all to fully appreciate how much editing I had to do of the audio track, because once again, nobody in ComicsGate can have good fucking audio. Nobody.
I told everyone, yeah, Nerd Wonder was someone that I was crying about War Campaign. Where? I just want to be a comic book creator. I just want to make comics. Where? I said, okay, all right, I'm good with War Campaign. If you just do work and keep your fucking head down, I'll talk to Pan and they'll leave you the fuck alone, right?
That made absolutely no sense the minute it came out of his mouth. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody from War Campaign was bothering Nerd Wonder.
What did War Campaign go after Nerd Wonder?
Listen to what I'm fucking saying. Let me finish my story. So this is what happened. And Pan can confirm this. Pan can fucking confirm this. So I said, keep your fucking head down and don't start any fights with him. If all you want to do is comment.
Spoiler, not included in this broadcast, but apparently Pan did not confirm.
You can do comics and I'll make sure you're all right. It's fine. You know, this is just a misunderstanding or whatever, right? So I give her a fucking gig. She used to do a 2-page fucking spread of chibis in the back of fucking Xenotype, right? She's in a room. She's in a room with Odie and I, right? She's in a room with Odie and I, and all she's got to do is deliver. She is 2 months late and doesn't deliver this thing. We are going
That's not what she says.
She's allowed to lie. She's a woman, right? Now,
let me ask you a question.
Because she's a woman.
Let me finish, and and this is all fucking verifiable. And if she doesn't fucking
how is it verifiable?
Because I've got everything, and Odie's got everything. And
well, let me ask you a question. Remember when she showed everything? Remember when she showed everything, and then you turned around and said it wasn't true. They were edited, and then she showed the video of all the DMs unedited that they were.
Poor Liam here is trying to do the testify maneuver, which is where you just completely talk over the guy who's owning your ass. The only problem is Liam can't turn up his gain to just completely overwhelm poor Dark Gift here.
Never edited, and then you came out and said, well, she went into the developer portion of the browser and changed the right. Yeah, who told you to say that, Liam? I did.
And the people that left that fucking thing.
I told you to say that. I said just throw some doubt on it, Liam. Throw some doubt on it and tell her she changed the inspection. As you cried to me for an hour and a half in a backroom call, I gave you that fucking term of phrase. That was me.
No, it was not. It was Jazz Crab.
Oh, fucking bullshit! You lying sack of shit.
Wait, who's the lying sack of shit exactly? Because I think they both sound like lying fucking sacks of shit. Now, I happen to know Jazz Crab. And I happen to know that Jazz Crab is smart enough not to come up with some stupid old inspect element, go in and change the fucking DM bullshit, which you'd have to be like some actual kind of fucking programmer to get away with, unless you're just coming up with a cheesy fucking screenshot, which she didn't do because she had a fucking video. And Dark Gift is arguing with Liam, and he's just as fucking fucked up as Liam. Oh, man, let's just throw fucking Nerd Wonder under the bus because you were upset, Liam. I know. You should just go out there and make up shit so you can pretend that you didn't send her a DM asking her if she masturbated. Like, total both pieces of fucking shit right here.
No, because you don't fucking conflate everything. I'm not saying that conversation didn't happen with you and I, but...
Moment of silence for Jazz. He was one of the best of us.
The reason that everything happened...
You were like, oh, you can do that? You can change a website? You can change a website? Yeah, Liam, you can change a website. Just say that.
No, it was not you. That is bullshit, and I don't know why you're trying to...
We have Jazz. Jazz is here, says he never told him that I don't even understand how to do that.
Fuck with me, dude. You didn't even let me finish telling people what was going on with that story. You cut it off, and you went straight...
Because it's all bullshit. I can pull it up right now. I got it pulled up. You want me to share it? Do you want to do this, Liam?
You and I?
No, I'm talking about what the fucking Nerd Wonder shit. Do you want me to fucking pull it up? No, you don't. Of course not, you don't.
Of course I don't want that brought up, because it was created to do damage to me on the day of my wife's fucking... And the day we announced that we were married, and the day that we were getting married, and she was pregnant. And Edwin Boyette and these other motherfuckers went, we got to do damage to Liam. And that's why I was crying to you. And that's the bullshit that's been going on. These motherfuckers are lying and causing bullshit all the time. Heavily fucking edited bullshit that I am going to be fucking aggressively litigious over, because I didn't do shit, and I got told I take credit for it. Just laughed off, do a Trump did, and it has followed me the fuck around, and I didn't do shit. I've never been unfaithful to my wife.
No one's ever accused you of being unfaithful to your wife.
That's what those fucking screenshots imply. That's what he's gonna say they're made up, but look, it's like this. That's what it all is. It's an attempt to do damage to my fucking marriage. It's an attempt to make me look like I'm preying on fucking...
Okay, so all of these guys on this CG Church stream are buying Liam's bullshit, right? You know they are. You know they're all just buying... Liam, the ultimate victim of ComicsGate. Everything you could possibly do to fuck with a person has happened to Liam since he got here. Now, so we are clear. I guess there was a post on Facebook about Liam getting married. However, and it was the same day, or at least around the same days. And the DMs from between Nerd Wonder and Liam took place about a year before her tweet thread. So this is, she's been sitting on this for a while. She's starting to feel a certain sort of way. All that shit happens to Odie. And she decides to come clean. Like, everybody who's worked with Liam has horror stories. There's a fucking reason why. There just is. And, but Liam had actually announced that his girlfriend was pregnant sometime in like November. So like 3 months before, 3 or 4 months before Liam is claiming they announced the pregnancy, he had announced it on a stream. I was very surprised to hear it. It was very offhand. It was like he was not offhand isn't the way I want to put it. He was kind of really excited, jittery, jumbly, manages to, while he's trying not to talk about it, makes an offhand comment about his girlfriend being pregnant. And the reason I remember this is because Testify took it. Randall ran with that shit. He used that announcement to, and when Liam then claims he announced it, was what Testify used to claim that Liam's girlfriend wasn't pregnant, or if she was pregnant with someone else's baby. This was a whole running fucking thing through God until even after Liam's daughter was born. Testify was still running with it. It's not Liam's because of the date Liam had announced, when Liam had originally announced the pregnancy. I know that was really fucking complicated, but I've been talking for an hour and a half and my brain's starting to fry in the heat a little bit. But that's what happened.
People I employ.
Wow.
Which I've never done. No, dude, you just fucking had an inappropriate moment with an employee. I didn't have a fucking inappropriate moment. I made one joke and then had 90% of what I fucking said changed.
Bro, she's got a video right there scrolling through the fucking
I know.
notes.
And if you go into the inspect element and change the fucking messages,
I'm the one that gave you that line of bullshit.
Oh my god. All right, cool, bro.
Yeah, these guys are crazy. I hope I didn't. I did. I killed the second half of my video. I'm sorry. I should have checked them all before I streamed. I didn't. I failed. I boomered. But basically that's what happened. So you've got Liam just screaming and Dark Gift owning him, even though Dark Gift's a total piece of shit too. Because I think most everybody in ComicsGate, they're all pieces of shit. Just a horrible thing to say because I'm still hanging around this place. It's almost time to bolt. Like, really? It's almost time to bolt from ComicsGate completely because this is just too fucking much. Liam's going to do a goddamn stream all mad at me. He'll probably threaten to sue me as well, even though I am still waiting for the Crown to come after me. Because that hasn't happened yet. But I can't not say something about this. Liam, you can't pull the wool over everybody's eyes. And frankly, I don't care if you want to waste your time hiring lawyers who you claim assured you. What? Assured you that you have a winning case? You cut yourself off. But no attorney worth their salt will tell you you have a guaranteed win. None of them. And the only reason you're talking about having an attorney is because you don't have shit. But you can say, oh, all the receipts are with my attorney. We need them for the lawsuit. Yada, yada, yada. No. You can still show them on the internet. You could have shown them back when Nerd Wonder wrote this tweet thread. But no, you couldn't, could you? You couldn't. You still can't. And you sit there and you talk and you say, I've shown them. I showed the receipts. And if you don't say that, you say, well, they're with my attorney. But none of that is true. Not one single receipt was shown because there's nothing you can show. There's nothing to show. We know what fucking happened. You fired her. I don't know if you fired her because of that weird sexual conversation that you guys had when she told you she didn't want anything to do with you in that way and you still pushed it. I don't know. Maybe she was late. I don't know. You never showed one fucking DM or one single communication between the two of you where you were asking for the goddamn art because it was late. You never refuted anything she said about the coloring of the art, which she said she'd do. Nothing. All these things you could have shown over the last fucking 4 years instead of freaking out every time somebody brings up the fact that, yes, Liam, you were acting a little sex pesty. Just a little sex pesty. And I have tried. I'm not going to do some stupid fucking response stream. I'm not going to engage in a bunch of drama over this bullshit with you, with anybody directly. But I'm going to tell the fucking story about what happened, especially when you bring it up and you fucking lie. Don't fucking lie. It's not hard. Telling the truth is pretty fucking easy. Not only that, when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember what fucking lies you told. And when you lie enough, people will tell you to get the fuck out. Just saying. So, that is all I have for the evening. I'm going to go finish melting somewhere else. Maybe grab a snack, some coffee. But yeah, ComicsGate. It's a community filled with socially awkward degenerates, I think. And yeah, Matt, okay, so, and real quick though, before I go, Matt Barr does and has, I personally believe, stepped over a line. So, Dark Gift trying to white knight for Barr only because he was arguing with Liam was just bad. Just bad. Barr doesn't know when to stop. Liam doesn't know when to stop. And yes, Barr has been putting that Liam is a sex pest and a sexual harasser in the titles of his videos, which was stupid, most likely a violation of TOS. And Liam has a right to be angry about it, but not to lie about what happened. None of you guys should be fucking lying. Like, why? Because Ethan does, it makes it easy for it just trickles down like Reaganomics. I don't know. But none of you people, if you can't tell the fucking truth, don't be on a stream talking and pretending like we're supposed to just suck it all down and ignore the fact that you asked Nerd Wonder if she masturbates. So, off. I am off for the evening. You guys, thank you, everybody who stopped by for the stream. I will be sometime in the next day, maybe even tonight before I go to bed. I just didn't have enough time today to do it. I know, even though it's super fucking easy. I will be setting up a Discord just for the channel. All are welcome, except Pods. Pods is not welcome in my Discord. I'll even let fucking Ahmed in. I'll drop a link in the description when I get around to doing it, hopefully tonight, definitely by tomorrow evening. I'll do a community post and Probably won't put it on Twitter because that's a lot of weird Twitter people I just am not prepared for. Am not. If you're a mod on my channel and you join the Discord, I will make you a mod in the Discord too. Sorry, that's just the way shit works. But thank you, everybody. Have a fabulous night. Stay cool over the next week as we go into the hottest part of summer. And yeah, thank you.